Today, I'm going to teach you how to provide value to brands as a creative. My name is Evan Ulbricht. I'm a professional surf and sports photographer here in San Diego. I also study and work in marketing and business. So this is going to be an awesome video and going to be super helpful. All of these tips I've used for myself and have proven to be very successful in my work. So let's get right into it. First one is understand what a brand actually needs. So if you're reaching out to brands, they don't just want nice photos, nice videos, or hey, we're just looking for like random content. No, they actually want to sell, grow, and stand out in a crowded marketplace. And that's how you provide value to them. So first off is research their content. So look through their content. This can be literally scrolling through Instagram, going on their website, going on Facebook, whatever kind of you're looking to do for them, and research what's missing. What are the competitors doing better than they are? So also look at their competitors. Hey, why is this competitor doing so much better? Why does this competitor have 10 times more followers, 10 times more views, all of that? See what they're doing better and then see what that company is doing against each other. So say, hey, this company's doing this company's doing this. This is working way better than this because of this. So you kind of have to work backwards to figure out what's working for these companies. And the third thing is, what are their pain points? What is just not working? Or what are the customers looking for that this company isn't providing? An example of this, if I'm looking to shoot a surf brand for a lifestyle shot, and I'm looking at other brands, if I'm looking for Rip Curl, I'm gonna go to Billabong and say, hey, what is Billabong doing right that is getting these customers? And I'm gonna say, hey, like, let me go through their Instagram, let me go through their TikTok now, let me go through their website. What content is standing out? What content is performing the best that I wanna replicate or build a campaign off of? The second tip is showing the client what you can do and not just telling them. So this is proving it with specific content that you have. So create mock projects, make case studies, and make behind the scenes and storytelling of what you've done in the past. There's so many people that I've seen that are trying to pitch to clients and they say, hey, I'm gonna do amazing work for you. I'm gonna generate sales for you. And then the client's like, okay, then show us. Like, you can't just tell these clients that are gonna pay you $10,000, even $5,000 in lower budget clients. They're not just gonna say, hey, okay, here's our money, go like do it, we trust you. These clients need proof of that. They need data to back it up. This is how marketing works. This is how business works. And content and marketing is one of those where you have to prove how well you can actually do. So for this, I would generate case studies, I think is honestly the biggest. So what I'm building out right now in my portfolio is case studies with clients that I've worked with before, showcasing content that I've made, how well it's done, what the client has said about it, reviews about, hey, this client said this about my work, how amazing it was, how great I was to work with. Build out these case studies, get testimonials, and clients want to actually see what you've done before they decide to pay you their money and put their neck out for you. So this is definitely one of the most important things. And if you're trying to land a client, make sure to have case studies specific to each industry that you're going to. So if you're going for surf brands like I'm going for, I'm gonna have different surf brands. If I'm going for a small surf brand, then I'll have small surf brand case studies built up. And this a lot of the time is through free work as well. Like, I've done a lot of free work. I still am for some industries that I'm trying to get into. I'll reach out to a company, hey, send me some free product and I'll give you a certain amount of photos and videos and write a little marketing strategy for you. This is just to build out a case study. Like, a lot of people are like, I'm not taking this unless I'm getting paid a certain amount, which, hey, that's great if you actually have proof of what you've done and that it's actually worked. But the problem is a lot of people don't have that proof and they're still trying to reach out and get huge clients and it just doesn't work. And the third tip is align with their marketing goals. So brands have specific objectives that they're trying to hit as well. So make sure that your content and your marketing supports them in those objectives. So some common goals are driving sales. Like, what kind of sales are they looking to drive? How many have they driven in the past? Have they done campaigns like this that have driven sales? What kind of content are they looking for to drive sales? Are they looking for more content to the audience to kind of build awareness? Or are they looking for actual ad content to drive sales? This is super important so you actually know what to shoot and send to the client. Another one is building brand awareness and engagement. So going out to the customers, say, hey, how are these customers engaging with this content? What are the customers saying about this product, about this brand? Talk to the customers, talk to the client about the customers. Ask all these questions so that you actually understand what you're working with, what brand you're working with and what other people think about this brand, just so you're not giving them the basic content that they're actually not going to use and isn't going to provide value to the customer. All right, the fourth tip, and one of the most important tips nowadays, is offering more than just photos. So this is super important because you want to make content that actually converts into sales, into engagements, and whatever the actual client is looking for. So this could be adding value by offering different short form videos for now TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts, which is super important because photos nowadays do not convert well if you're just posting photos on like Instagram, let's say. Not that many people are going to see them, and they're just not going to do well by engagements, by sales, or anything like that. So you want to make sure short form content right now is in. You want to make sure that you're practicing that you have that in your portfolio, that you have client work with that in there and showing how that's actually converted for the client. Second is giving caption ideas and content strategy for the content that you send them. So once you send them that content, say, hey, this is what I would recommend doing with this content. This is what strategy I've used that's actually worked. Present them with case studies, present them with, hey, this is what's worked for me. I would recommend that. This shows, hey, you're going above and beyond and actually showing them that you have marketing and business expertise beyond just handing them content, which so many people just do. Third thing would be give insights on what performs best. So this would also be with a strategy. Say, hey, this is what I've done in the past, and this is what has worked very well. I would recommend using these photos for ads, these photos for this purpose, and actually give that to the client to show your knowledge, and that'll really wow the client and make them want to use you again. Example of this would be, I noticed your product photos are strong, but adding short form reels could boost engagement and conversions. And then I would actually recommend using these 2 photos for ads, these couple videos for this purpose. And that's actually going to go above and beyond for the client and showcase your knowledge in this industry, and they're going to be amazed by that. All right, the fifth thing that I want to talk about is make it easy for them to say yes. So this is about reaching out to these companies through emails or DMs, and here's kind of a format that I use. So first off is a quick compliment on their brand. So if I'm doing Patagonia, I'd say, hey, I've been wearing your stuff for 10 years now. I've loved all of the clothes, so high quality, and I respect that you guys are sustainable. Something like that. It can be a little bit cheesy as well, but just showcase that you compliment them, and then right away they're like, okay, like what is this person gonna do for me? Second is show research and insight. So I would say, hey, I've been looking at your brand for a while now. I noticed that you guys don't post a lot of videos about surfing. Something like that, just whatever you're actually trying to sell them. Third thing would be offer a clear and easy solution that you provide. So, hey, I provide professional in-water surf photography that I think can really level up your brand, as I've done with a ton of other brands in the industry. Fourth thing would be a simple question, which would be a low pressure ask to make it easy for them to say yes. Just like, hey, would you like to do a quick call? So an example of this that I've actually used before would be, hey, then you put the brand name. I love your recent campaign. I noticed your content style, which could be anything else like website, photos, is strong, but adding more of whatever you actually do could boost engagement. I'd love to create some test content for you. Would you be open to a 15-minute discovery call? Something like that is super easy. 15 minutes, they're like, maybe I'll do 15 minutes if they can provide some value for me, but also doesn't want to be like too of a high pressure ask like, hey, I would love to like work with you. Let's like do something. It's more of just, hey, I'd love to get to know you. And then on that call is when you really actually ask them questions and sell yourself a little bit more. All right, the sixth and most important thing is building long-term relationships with the client. So you don't just want one-off jobs, because it is really hard to get good clients, and you don't want to just keep finding clients, because that's going to take more time than actually working for these clients, and you're going to lose a ton of money in the end. So brands prefer trusted creators over just freelance creators. So if a brand has worked with you, they're going to be way more inclined to work with you again than go out and find someone else, because they're going to have to take time to find them. They don't actually know how good their work is. Where if they've worked with you and they like your work, you're already set in with that brand. So here's some ways how to build trust with these clients. So first off is over deliver on your work. This is super important. This is what I'm like huge on in the marketing industry, business, photography, and content, is say, hey, maybe I'll deliver you like this much work, this much work. And this is where it comes in before, is where offer more than just photos. So if you say, hey, I'm supposed to send them 20 plus photos, or like 20 photos and 5 videos, maybe send them 30 photos and like 6 videos, and then also give them a tiny bit of strategy how to use those. this will blow the clients out of the way because most photographers nowadays, content creators, just give you kind of the bare minimum. So by actually sharing these content that shows that you care about this client, by offering them more, the client's going to be blown out of the water and want to work with you again. Another thing would be stay in touch with new content ideas and strategy. This is super important as well because if you're giving out these ideas and strategy, they're going to say, hey, we'd love to do another campaign with you. Let's work on this together. And you already have another client and you don't have to go like outreach for them. You've already worked with them. It makes it so much easier. And that's how you actually get good clients that'll stay with you for the long term. And that's how you build a successful business. The last thing is providing data on how well your content performed, because at the end, we know that content creators, photographers, marketers, they're the first ones to go if something is not working. Providing data, which a lot of photographers, content creators don't do, is one of the most important things that you can do to actually gain trust, because they know that your content's actually working and they know what you've done. Hey, this guy, we paid him $1,000. He made $5,000 for us. Next time we're gonna put them on a bigger project and see how that does. Doing stuff like that really builds trust with these companies and is one of the most important things that you can do as a creative. An example of this would be after a project, always following up with performance insights and suggest another content strategy for them, or even a content campaign. If you're like, hey, maybe we should try out this next time. If they're talking about that, and always follow up with them, say, hey, just wanted to check in how you liked it, all of that stuff. Keep in contact with them because that is one of the most important things that you can do to build trust. And connections in this industry is so undervalued. And honestly, one of the most valuable things that I've learned in my business is connections and keeping good clients. So, and that's all I have for the video. The key points are solve problems, provide value for these customers, and make it easy for these customers to stay connected with you, to say yes to you for these calls, and to actually be able to book you for the long term. Drop a comment down below and let me know what is your biggest struggle with working with brand clients right now, and let me know if I can help you, and like and subscribe for more tips, and see you on the next video.